You came to this video because you want to learn how to hit a speed bag. My first question to you is going to be, what is your purpose in wanting to learn the speed bag? Do you want to train like a boxer? Do you want to be able to keep your shoulder endurance up and your hands up so you can keep up your guard, and you want to be able to throw punches at roughly 70-90% power with good speed and technique? Then I have to show you one way of using the speed bag. Or do you want to use a speed bag as a sandbox of ideas in which you would string together different things such as hands, elbows, using different panels of the bag, and you want to use it more as kind of a way to flow first and then go fast? Then I have a second way to show you, okay? But let's first go over the boxer style, which is much more common. There's millions of videos on this, so I'll try to just keep it brief. Boxer style, usually the bag is arced up a little bit higher than you. Reason being is that most gyms want you to work on your shoulder endurance, and this will tire you out. And usually they do short rounds of this, maybe 1, 2, 3 minute rounds of doing this. The only two techniques you really use in this type of style are going to be the triple B and then the fist roll. These are, in the boxer's tool, the most effective bang for buck techniques to work on your hand speed, your shoulder endurance, your reaction timing and ability to read rhythm. And also, more importantly, these can be thrown in on very short intervals, 1, 2, 3 minute intervals, as one of many training tools in a boxer's kit. Let's face it, boxers do a lot of things to work on different parts of their bodies. They got footwork to do, they skip rope, they do rounds on the heavy bag. They hit this to keep their shoulders up and nice and their guard up tight. And they do a lot of other things too in the ring to learn fight IQ, to learn movement, to learn how to coordinate different parts of their body. This is just one kit, and they want the most effective means of this, which is rhythm, shoulder endurance, hand speed. Those are the main ones, okay? Now, the style that I practice, okay? It's called Bible style speed bagging, developed by Kahn, wrote the book called Speed Bag Bible. I also learned from a playlist by Thrasher, who's an incredible swivel manufacturer. His playlist is called How to Speed Bag the Easy Way, okay? In this, preferably, you want the fattest part of the bag level with your mouth or your chin. Reason being is all the techniques that you execute on the speed bag should ideally be within the same plane. Your hands, your elbows, they should all be within the same plane of contact to meet the fattest part of the bag. Now, some people like this still a little bit higher, some people like it a little bit lower. I like it a little bit lower on my end because it reduces strain off my shoulders. I don't have to lift them as much to execute it here, okay? Also in boxer style, they usually go full power and full speed like they want to recruit all that power. They want to get used to building all that lactic acid, that fatigue in there, right? That's kind of secondary for Bible style, because here, rather than going fast, rather than going furious, you want to go slow, super slow, like ketchup flowing out of a clogged bottle kind of slow, okay? What I have learned in learning control for this is you want to start with a fist roll. Let me slow it down a little bit more. It's almost like I'm kind of knocking a door, but notice that my hands, the circles that I'm making around each other fist, are very nice and concise. Just because it's slow doesn't mean you can slack on technique. In fact, this is a spot where you want to get your technique nice, crisp, efficient. And of course, when you're starting out, it's going to be a little wider, right? And if you see this, that means you need to cut some power. So even if your motion is a little wider, right, Just take the power out of your hands, right? Don't grip them. In fact, I'm keeping them a little bit loose here. You notice these little imaginary circles I've got here? You don't have to clench up when you're doing this style. Just keep them loose first, then we'll develop the power later. Nice and easy, right? Then as you start out and getting improving, tighten your circles a little bit. Learning the fist roll. Why is this important? This gives you the most density of hits per each hand, and it also focuses you to work on both sides of your hands. A lot of the stuff I'm saying, I'm gleaning it directly from Jeff Thrasher's Speedback playlist, a lot from Alan Kahn's Speedback Bible. Slowly gain control, right? And then in the same plane, you want to keep your hands, you don't have to extend it all the way through, just enough to clear the bag. And you want to make sure that it's almost kind of like a hinge with your elbow, really, but a very nice and concise hinge here. You can also bring back rolling here and then go back to this. Rolling, go back here. Make sure your elbows stay up. Like maybe a little bit less than your shoulders, but don't droop them all the way down to your rib cage, otherwise your hands will fall to your ribs too. Your hands will usually follow the level of where your elbows are at, so keep them up just a bit. Go backwards now. You can do reverse fist roll, okay? This one is a brain tickler, okay? And when you first practice it, your form will probably look ugly. Mine did for about 6 months. Take comfort, laugh at me, and then learn, okay? And switch it back to forward, backward. And you see that little magic? I'm flowing with just 2 techniques, forward roll, back roll, right? Okay, now let's switch those rolls quickly. Alright, that looks very suave, that looks very cool, but it's just 2 techniques done very cleanly. And that's just on the front face of the bag, okay? This video, I'm not going to even talk about different sides of the bag, different elbows, because too many people want to jump straight to the advanced stuff. They want to do all the fancy things, and they're trying to learn how to run before they can crawl, okay? Be patient with yourself. Learn how to crawl. Learn how to do it slow. You ever watch the movie Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins? There's a training scene. Go watch that. It's very fun, but it's also very instrumental, because the old Zorro, Anthony Hopkins, always lectures Antonio Banderas, the young Zorro, to take it slow, to throw out bad form, to learn it from the roots, to really get familiar with those basic techniques so you can build a solid foundation going onwards. Good luck.